Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to Tom Zanino Stadium here in Vacaville, California, where today we're bringing you the Vintage Crushers against the Wood Wildcats here on the Solano College Sports Network. I'm Josh Kinder, followed by Chris Vagler here today for an even matchup on paper and a must-win for Wood. Chris, what are your expectations for today's game?
They're hot, Josh. Both teams are coming in hot. Both teams are 2-0 ML, and both teams can run the ball effectively. I think the key for tonight's matchup is whoever makes less turnovers wins this ball game. So we'll see what happens tonight.
Yeah, let's make sure we keep those turnovers down and the points going up. We'll be right back with the kickoff right after this. We are back. We'll see Wood Wildcat football. Just to give a little recap on the coin toss, Wood elected to receive the ball, which means Vintage is actually going to get the ball at the end of the half. Now, Chris, what you looking forward to? Like, who's that outbreak star player that you're just waiting to watch?
I'm honestly really interested on how this Wood offense is going to, pan out. We've seen last game we broadcasted, they run out of pistol formation, but we saw in warm-ups that they run out of, sort of a spread with, mixing of a pistol. Mm-hmm. So I think their key for tonight's game is spreading out the ball for Wande and that running back, two-headed monster in McFadden and Jack, and, see what happens, goes from there.
Yeah, and as we're talking about that two-headed monster, we're going to get underway right now. Oh, and a squib kick that kind of caught everyone off guard, but it is going to be handled as he is going to try to gain a few yards, just gets spun around and thrown down to the ground. As that was Adonis Dennis on the reception. And here we go, ladies and gentlemen, we have begun the football game. As previously, we have Asa Wande that's going to be playing as quarterback, followed by Daniel McFadden doing running back, which will be alternated with Darian Jack. And then we have Chris Catlin, now wide receiver, as Wande is going to get his first look. And he is going to hand off that ball to Darian, who is going to get minimal gain on that play.
Great job from the Vintage front four right there. Pushing across the line of scrimmage, winning that attack up front, stopping Jack.
Yeah, and this is what we really were talking about, you and I, is just how it's really going to be up to which defensive line is going to stop the run game, because both teams are so heavily reliant on that run. And we've seen how it's like they have two wide receivers usually out, but they don't necessarily use them, as it's either going to be Wande keeping it himself or he's going to hand it off, and he's going to switch it and give it to Daniel McFadden, who tries to make a few defenders miss, but again is immediately stopped by this Vintage defense. What a job for that.
Looks like we got a flag on the play. Yeah, McFadden just can't find a hole up the middle, bounce it outside, and Vintage quick to the attack.
Looks like they will be pushed back. Nope, the flag is going to be waved off. Never mind. It's going to be 3rd down as Wood is trying to get 11 yards down the field to get that 1st down. But Vintage defense is absolutely just standing them up completely and just taking away the running game. I bet you that their goal is to get them to throw it in the air, but which we both know is not necessarily the best.
Nice 3-4 defense from Vintage.
He's going to roll out to his right, and he's going to take it himself. This is what they did against Napa and just absolutely destroyed their defense. Tried to get the 1st down, but came up a little bit shy.
He had a man open on that rollout. I mean, I don't know if you saw him, but he had number 1, Chris Catlin, wide open, rolling out to the sideline on a nice out route. Came underneath the safety that was going up top with number 17, Zachary McKellen. But yeah, just I mean, that comes with Asa not playing, you know, quarterback that much. So that's unfortunate right there. Looks like they're gonna do a little pooch kick with Asa.
Yep, and as this is gonna be a 3-and-out, 4th and 5. Vintage has 2 receivers in the back. And here comes the kick, but he's actually gonna fake it and run it himself and just get stopped shy.
Oh, that's gonna be close. Oh, he marked him short. Wow.
I kind of had a feeling that was what's going to happen when Asa was doing the kick. I was like, I don't know. But great job by the Vintage defense on stopping them and getting turnover on downs.
Wow, he was marked just a yard short. How about that?
Yeah.
I mean, I like that, though, from Coach Mars, you know, trying to set the tone of the game. I mean, he didn't get the 1st down that he, of course, wanted, but definitely, you know, shows that he has some tricks in the bag. Keeps Vintage on their toes.
Here's a first look at Vintage's offense on the field as we have quarterback Isaiah Garcia, who's going to take it himself, and he's going to run down the field and gain 5 yards on that play.
Interesting, 2 guys in motion on 1 play. I don't think I've seen that. I don't think ever in my years of watching football in any level.
There you see him, the 5'10", 170-pound senior, Isaiah Garcia, the quarterback for these Crushers. Sends a man in motion.
Again.
And again. And he's going to take it himself again. Cuts and makes a few man miss, and he's just going to be thrown down to the ground by Cameron Moore.
How about Moore right there? Wow. That's all I got to say on that one.
Ran into a beast there.
It's a big boy.
Check that flag on the play. Holding against Vintage.
So we got a hold against Vintage.
Oh, and that's just going to push him back.
It gets that run.
Yeah. And with that, it is going to be 2nd down.
So here we go, 2nd and 16. The ball's going to get the 49-yard line.
Yeah, and that's what we were talking about during the break is Cameron Moore. We want to see if he can stop the run, and they haven't handed the ball off yet. It's been just quarterback sneak. And as I say that, they hand off the ball, and again, just dog piled on him and just stopping it. It just seems like both of these defenses are a stone wall, and they're just running straight into it, trying to get anything. And they can't even get off on the outside because their lineman on the outside is even bigger, like Cameron Moore.
Yeah, these defenses are really going to have a run for their money tonight with both teams running the ball so effectively. But I think, you know, one of the things that we might want to look out for tonight is because of that defense being so stout is, you know, that it could end up on either team being that one pass play that
As
can change the game.
Play action, Garcia looks for the throw, and he's going to find his man who is wide open.
Just like that.
As that was the tight end, Demetrio Martin on the reception. And just like that, got a 1st down and the first pass of the game.
Nice job from Garcia right there. Showed some nice poise and, you know, nice awareness. Keeping eyes down the field. As you see here on the replay, Nice play action. Little rollout. Finds his big tight end in the middle of the field. Just kind of boxed him out and wait Asa. And, you know, great job right there.
From under center, he's going to hand the ball off to his running back, and he's just going to get stopped immediately. Just like we said, there's not going to be anything going on. It's going to be now 2nd and 8.
A lot of guys in and out for Vintage.
Yeah, and they don't have as big as a team as Wood, as I believe they only have 45, and Wood's in like the 60s. So, got to make sure everyone gets a chance and is able to, as we have a timeout.
Hey folks, don't forget, Chick-fil-A's in the house.
Well, as we have a timeout, looking back at Vintage and Wood, their last 5 games, we'll see Wood hasn't lost since September 15th against American Canyon, where they lost 42-29. And then on Vintage, we haven't had them lose since September 29th on Vanden, and they lost 14-0. And now that really surprises me because Vanden is not that good. Like, they're great, like they're good, but they're still like in that process of getting better and all that, and they're not one of the top teams right now, and they got shut out. I don't know what it was, but it just kind of makes it seem like maybe Vanden is a contender than you think, or I don't know. What do you think?
I mean, some teams just have their hiccups. I mean, like they say, any given Sunday, but in this case, any given Friday. So, I mean, that just goes to show you what can happen.
As that ball is going to be kept by Garcia. He was going to try to pitch it to his receiver on the out, but
great read from McFadden right there. Tried a little triple option. Pulled that out of the bag of tricks.
Your favorite bag of tricks.
Yeah, I love the triple option. Looks like we got a hold on Vintage. But great job from McFadden. Just sticking with the quarterback. Stuck to his guy. Nice read and great tackle for loss.
And then with that, it will be 3rd down. Both defenses are completely just standing everyone up right now, and just the running game has been non-existent, which kind of makes you wonder, maybe they're going to have to go with the change and get a quarterback that's going to pass from Wood, or give Asa a chance to see if he can throw it. Like, just the possibilities are endless right now, just because the run game on both teams has been completely shot.
Exactly, and I mean, the running game sets up the passing game. So like I said, it could turn out to be that one big passing play for one of these teams.
Speaking of a passing play, we're going to have it again as he rolls out to his right, and that ball is going to be completely deflected, and that is going to be an incomplete pass. Great defense by Wilsey Wood. That's going to be 4th down.
Tell you what, Josh, this Wilsey Wood defense has kept them in playoff contention this season. You know, with the big blow to their quarterback, Carson Strong, you know, a lot of people doubted Wood and saying they had no chance to even, you know, think about the playoffs. But they're proving everyone wrong right now, and especially lately with their defense.
Now it's 4th and 14, and they are going to go for it, see what they can do as Garcia is rolling out to his right, has room to run, and is going to be stopped, and that is going to be a turnover on downs on both teams.
Great job from the Wilsey Wood defense again. Looked like it was big 75 Kimani Curry with that tackle on Garcia.
So the Wildcats will take over. Ball spot 34-yard line, 1st and 10 for the Wildcats.
1st and 10 now as Wilsey Wood is going to have their 2nd possession of the game, trying to get some momentum in this run game. Or maybe there'll be a little trickery and try to pass it. We'll see. And it looks like that is exactly what they're going to do. But
got a man open downfield.
Oh, here we go. And Asa Wande is going to be just shy of the 1st down, or did he get it?
Look like he's about a yard short. But man, I mean, that's twice already in the 2 passing plays that we've seen someone wide open. But again, that just goes back to, you know, Asa not getting that experience as a quarterback, keeping his eyes down the field.
Yeah, and for those of you that may not know, Asa was a top wide receiver for Carson Strong last year and then even the year before. So this is his first look really as quarterback. And as he is going to hand that ball off. And his kid breaks through.
There's that second running back. There's Jack.
And as we said previously in the game before against Napa, Darian Jack's that power back, and then you have McFadden, that's that speedster that will cut off to the outside and then just beat you with his legs. So they have that 1-2 punch that's able to beat down on a defense.
Yeah, I mean, you see Jack here just taking the carry. Again, just going downhill, lowering his shoulder, head down, and just barreling through for a first down.
And that's what coaches love to see out of their running back. 2 wide receivers at the bottom of your screen, and he's going to hand it off to McFadden, who spins out of a tackle, but is going to be dropped behind the line of scrimmage for a loss of yards. And what a hit by defensive line. And there you see Josh Redson just sitting there on his phone. Oh, Lord. Now back to the action. But no, that was a huge hit by Max Craig. Just completely stopped McFadden.
Right through the line.
So we have rolling out to his right. He's got a man open, and he's
going
to be caught. And that's Chris Catlin with the reception. Is going to be dropped immediately. Ball comes out. But they are going to say that he was down, and it's first down. We'll see Wood.
I think a lot of vintage defenders right there just, didn't communicate well, as you see number 20 on vintage. Not really looking at the sideline. And, Asa able to capitalize on that miscommunication from the vintage defense.
Yeah. And what we've seen is the play action rolling out to their side has just been so effective. It's just because the defense is just not ready for it, and they're getting their wide receivers wide open. That was a good throw by Asa, like very good distance. It was catchable. It was just like you see that he's growing since the first time we saw him throw the ball. Yeah,
definitely a lot more poised in the pocket, a lot more comfortable. And definitely helped that vintage didn't know what they were doing on that play, whether that was man or zone defense. I couldn't quite tell on that either.
And with that first down, we got a 0-0 score, 5 minutes and 45 seconds left in the first. So far, it's been a good game. Hey, let's do a station identification. You're watching the Solano College Sports Network. You can follow us on our Facebook page at Solano College Sports Network. Our YouTube is youtube.com/user/Kahuna. Our Twitter, Snapchat, and Instagram at SCSN Sports. Or if you live in Fairfield and have Fairfield Cable Access Channel, Channel 28. I got that out in perfect time.
Good to know, Josh.
Well, you don't want to get the plug?
Of course I do.
Ace is going to hand it off and keep it himself, actually, and just going to make a few defenders miss.
Made the best out of nothing right there. Looks like the fullback right there, Aiden Kakuza, with the crackback block, but unfortunately not able to get it. And Asa making the most out of nothing, able to pick up a couple yards on that play.
And as Dan McFadden exits the game to get a little bit of breather, we have Darian Jack in the backfield, and who is going to get the pitch. And he drops the pitch. He lost the ball.
Oh,
and the ball is going to be picked up by the defender, and he stumbles on his feet down at the 40-yard line. He had nothing but green in front of him. Oh, but Jesus Galvin just falls down at the 40-yard line.
Wow. Jack just took his eyes off the ball.
Man,
absolutely clueless on that, and it looks like I don't know what happened on that one. I mean, I don't know if he stumbled his feet, maybe hit a hole out there or what, but all it was teammates blocking ahead of him and green grass. Yep. That's unfortunate right there, but huge turnover in this ball game.
Yeah, and that's just going to switch momentum completely from that great first down play by Wilsey Wood with the throw to Catlin, now to the muffed pitch by Jack, and we have Vintage with the ball. And as they're going to hand it off to their fullback, who is going to take the ball and is going to be stopped for minimal gain.
I've seen a lot of triple option out of Vintage. Really interesting, to say the least.
Yeah, and with that, it's going to be 2nd and 6. You know, it's interesting to see because it's like, one, Garcia and Wande are identical on how they run their offense. As we see that ball is going to be kept by Garcia. He's going to pitch it off to his receiver, and he's just going to find Green and drag a player, as that was Pejada Zikovic with the first down.
Great read right there from Garcia, but even better of a read from McFadden. As you see here on the replay, Garcia reads it, pitches it out. McFadden, great containment, forces him back inside what you're supposed to do, but, you know, we'll see what defenders unable to make that tackle where they're supposed to.
Yeah, but it's kind of like you never know what's going to happen because Garcia and Wande, they've established the pass because they've already had incomplete passes. So when they roll out, you don't know what's going to happen. And he's going with another triple option, but he decides to keep it himself, cuts to the inside, and is down at the 20-yard line. I think you're going to like this game. There's a lot of like triple option possibilities. And
another great read right there from Garcia. Rolls it out to the outside. Tight end of motion. Reads it. Forces all the defenders to force left, then makes a hard cut back through the middle, which catches everyone on the Wilsey Wood defense by surprise, and that's an easy gain of 10 for another first down.
Yeah, and it seems like these Crushers have found a formation that works against this Wilsey Wood defense, and that's the triple option. It's now 1st and 10, ball on the 20, and we're going to have another timeout.
Wow.
That's
3 timeouts in 1 quarter in a high school game. I haven't seen this in quite a while.
I haven't seen it at all.
I mean, I get miscommunication, but you do have time, you know, on the clock, you know, as far as it comes to, you know, the play clock. But to use 2 timeouts in the first quarter, you got to work on something. It's either quarterback or the coaches that got to work on something here.
Yeah, I think when it just comes to both these quarterbacks, I don't know what the defense is going to be literally playing on their toes because you don't know if it's going to be a pass, because especially if they roll out like they've been doing it, they can run it, which we've seen both quarterbacks can run, or they can do a dump pass on a play-action pass. And it's just like you don't know what's going to happen, and they're going to be on their toes the entire time. As is the play will resume. 1st and 10, ball on the 20-yard line. And that is going to be a Wildcat formation?
Yeah, that's their other quarterback, actually, Michael Weber.
Oh.
On that carry. Little quarterback power, bunch formation.
Yeah. That maybe would explain why Garcia has a lot of rushing yards as well, just because they can alternate him into being a running back or as a wide receiver.
And it looks like Wilsey Wood's defense has switched to a 5-2, drop another lineman up front on the line to try to counter this triple option.
And here we go with the triple option again, but Garcia's going to keep it himself, has room to run, stays on his feet, and that is going to be in for the touchdown. Touchdown Vintage.
Wow. Garcia just lowering his shoulder and barreling through for a nice touchdown. As you see here on the replay, man in motion, reads it, cuts up field, and is that Asa?
That is.
That's Asa not wrapping up. That is a rookie mistake right there. And I mean, they teach you in practice, and I mean, even at the, you know, pee-wee level, you know, wrap up, helmet in the chest, wrap up, you know, and he just thought he was big enough to knock down Garcia, who just lowered his shoulder and show he was a a big guy.
Well, did he get a rude awakening on that? As with that, we're going to have a PAT, and it's going to be blocked, and that is going to be a incomplete PAT. Asawana showing up again, blocking it. Just trying to do like, I'm going to take this myself. Thank you very much. You see him just going full speed and just jumps in front of it and takes it off his knee.
Too easy, it looked like.
Yeah, no one was on him. But with that, the score is now Crusher 6, Wildcats nothing. 2 minutes and 30 seconds left in the first quarter. So far, we're liking what we're seeing, though, here out of both teams, especially defensive-wise. Like, they've been just both exceptional. And then their offense is just like it can work either way. So it's a good, like I said, evenly matched game because these teams are pretty much identical.
Yeah, that was a really good drive right there from Vintage. Spread out the ball a little bit with the pass plays, came back to the triple option, which worked extremely effectively.
Yep.
And, you know, capitalized on it.
And with that, we have another short kick, and he's just going to find room to run, and then will be dragged down at the 45-yard line.
Nice return there.
It just looks like they've been trying to just say, you know, let's not kick to McFadden, Catlin, Jack. We're just going to go with the pooch kick, and that's not working at all.
Field position there, ball 45-yard line.
As you can see in the replay right there.
Dennis again?
Yeah, that was.
Great return. Nice cuts. Nice. This sets up Asa right here with well field position. See if Wood can take advantage of that.
And as you see, Miraz is just a little bit frustrated how they couldn't get the play off. There's no communication, and that's both teams are really not solidified in their communication right now.
A lot of head scratches thus far in this ball game.
Yeah, but it's only the first quarter. You're getting the jitters out. Once it hits the second quarter and even the second half, we're going to see, I feel like we'll see this game go either a blowout or just be evenly matched as we've seen it. But I feel like one of the, as you said in your intro, one of these teams is going to make a mistake. And it just goes down to who's going to make it. And we already had Wood with their mistake with Darian Jack. We haven't seen anything from Vintage that has to be on a mistake. But here we go. 1st and 10, ball on the 40-yard line. We have it.
Got a bunch formation right here.
This is a different formation. Man in motion, and he is going to hand it off to his halfback that's going to be behind him for about 5 yards, as that was Daniel McFadden on the run.
It looks like Jalen Grayer was in on that play, and it looks like he's staying out there for the Wildcats.
Now it's 2nd and 5 after that run by McFadden.
Same formation.
This is a different formation that we've seen from Wilsey Wood. Man in motion, he's going to hand it off to Darian Jack, who's just going to plow through the middle and say, "Excuse me."
Every time he gets the ball, he just shows how well he can run with it. You know, every time, right when he gets it, it's just like a slingshot. He runs. It looks like he's just running straight downhill and just shows great acceleration through that hole.
Yeah, but with that, it's going to be 1st down for the Wildcats. Looks like they might have found something that works as they're giving the ball to McFadden, who just gets absolutely nothing on that play. Great defense.
It's finished defense becoming stout once again. The 3-4 definitely, you know, sets up the middle of the field. You know, 2 backers on the outside, but also you got 3 linemen and 2 backers in the middle. So 5 guys right in the middle and then 2 guys containing. So Wilsey Wood usually between the tackles, not much outside due to the injury. They got to change the playbook a little bit, but
As Ace is going to hand it off to
drop
McFadden, who's got absolutely nothing but room in front. A great block by his wide receiver, and he gains all the way down to the 10-yard line, but the ball comes out. And it is going to be recovered by Wood. A breathtaking play right there.
Great call right there.
Check that.
Halfback draw.
Look at that block
Drove
right
everyone
there.
downfield. Man coverage, so the defenders have their back towards the ball. Great play call from Roz right there.
And with that, it's 1st and 9. A little bit of a heart attack over there as the ball comes out, and that could have just completely negated that excellent run by McFadden. Snap is a little bit miscarry, but Darren Jack spins off a tackle, but will be stopped shy of the line of scrimmage.
See, that right there, that's where I wish that Asa would have kept it, and it could have been, I think the play was designed to go to Jack, but, that one right there, you saw everyone, the backer and the end on that left side, immediately go after Jack, and then no one was on the left side of the field. So, if they play call, if the coaches see that, film at halftime or something, look at that, read that, and see that, Asa can bounce out to the outside with no one there.
And with that, that was the last play of the first quarter. Teams are going to switch sides of the field, and the score is Crushers 6, Wildcats nothing. Excellent defense, Chris. As you were saying, it just comes with more reps from Asa and a little bit more confidence that they might be able to get those plays where they could do an option, and maybe instead of option of either him keeping himself or handing it off, but he's able to throw the ball as well, because we've seen him do one complete pass, but it's also, do you want to risk throwing a pick or getting an incomplete pass and continuing the drive? It's kind of like you don't really know what is the right way to do. It's kind of like that risk-reward type of situation.
Yeah, and, with Asa, not being a quarterback mainly, I'm sure Mraz has told them, on those passing plays that if you don't see anything, throw that away. You don't have to force anything. Don't force the ball into your receivers. So I think that has a lot to do with it. But, we'll see what's spreading about the ball once again here.
As this is 2nd and 9, as Ace is going to keep it himself, but he's actually going to hand it off to Daniel McFadden, who cuts out to the left, makes a move, and just dives forward to get more yards. But a flag is thrown.
It's a late flag.
Really late flag.
Got a late hit.
He didn't look like he was hit.
Hit to the head.
Yep. Hit to the head, and that's not what you want. With a hit to the head, though, it's good to see McFadden jumping right up I'm fine, because those can be so brutal and can knock a guy out, get a concussion protocol, the whole thing. And it's just there's your season right there. Especially for next week when Wood has to face Vacaville. Ooh. That was a lucky break right there.
Final timeout for Vintage. Wow.
That's interesting. I mean, we had Vintage go through all their timeouts, and technically the first quarter, you could argue, but I mean, it's the second quarter, but it's the first play in the second quarter.
Yeah, and with that penalty, instead of a 3rd down and about 5 to go, it sets up a 1st down and 2.
Yeah.
So I think it makes it a little bit easier for Wood, and they have a little space to work with.
He was just a little bit shy of the 1st down, so it's actually 2nd and 2 with the ball on the 2. So we got deuces all around, as they say in baseball. 2nd and goal. Same thing. Second and goal. We have ball on the 2-yard line. See what we'll see Wood can do. Trying to get points on the board. Keep the momentum on their side.
Going under center here.
Yep. He's going to hand it off to Jack. And he's going to be stopped short. That's going to be 3rd down.
Ran into a brick wall right there.
Which we've seen multiple times. It looks like McFadden's going to come back in the game. Jack did his job. Now we'll see how Asa is going to run this offense to get in for the touchdown.
Same formation.
As that ball is going to be handed off to McFadden. He just gets stopped immediately. That is going to be 4th down.
Yeah, you see on the replay, everyone just all out blitz. McFadden nowhere to go. And it looks like Wood's going to go for it. Keeping the offense on the field.
Well, I mean, we haven't really seen anyone punt yet because we had the fake punt by Wande. They ran it and tried to get the 1st down. Failed to do so, turnover on downs.
And Wood could pause their final timeout.
Wow, we just went through all the timeouts. Have you ever seen anything like that?
I don't think from watching any high school game that I've watched that I've seen all 6 timeouts go within the first half, let alone the first quarter and a couple minutes. So quite shocking, to say the least, Josh.
Yeah, we'll see. It looks like maybe Miraz is trying to make sure that they can get momentum because this is a make-or-break moment right now because they need to score.
Yeah, with points coming at a bare minimum, you know, this is very key for Wood right here. And you might want to watch out with Wood what they might do if they decide to go for it, which looks like they are. They might pull out that rollout play that they pulled out earlier in the game. So you might see Asa go to the right side, maybe throw to Catlin near the pylon.
That's what one would hope.
But instead, they got the same formation going.
Yeah, and Catlin's not even on the field. And he's going to keep it himself, rolls out to the right, has blockers in front of him, makes a few men miss it, stays on his feet, and that is touchdown Wildcats!
Just power football. Power football right there. You see here on the replay. Fullbacks in front of him with McFadden leading the way for him. Gets almost 2 blocks, kicks the defender out, and it comes back in to have Asa fall right on top of him for the score. Great play call from Miraz.
Yeah, there was nothing but green in front of him as he rolled out to his right and can't ask for anything better than that. Good blocking, great run. And now we have a tied game. Wood trying to get that 1-point advantage. Austin Clark for the PAT. And the kick is good. Now Wilsey Wood has a 1-point lead game as it is now 7-6 here in the second quarter. Looks like that, honestly, it just looked like a lot of fatigue from the defense as well, just because that was a long drive, continued from the first quarter, bringing into the second. And it's just that it's going to come down to the defense because they're both run heavy, and that's just going to tire everyone out because it's like you either got to get a big break, chase them down the field, or you have to use it and stop them at the line of scrimmage, which is what both teams have been doing an excellent job at.
Yeah, great job right there from Wood, capitalizing on that kickoff return to start it off. And, you know, Asa driving downfield with that running game.
There you see Austin Clark putting the football on the tee, getting ready to kick it off. Vintage looking to capitalize and put on some points of their own. And the kick. Booming kick downfield, as that is going to be returned, but he was in the end zone, and that is going to be stopped and played dead.
Looks like he just got his foot in the end zone.
Yeah, that was Drew Harfield, and he looked like he was ready to go. He's like, I'm ready, I'm ready, I'm ready, I'm ready, and then the ref just like blows it dead. Here we go. We got the ball on the 20-yard line. See what Vintage is going to be able to do in this game. See if Willsie Wood's defense can continue their dominance so far, because they haven't been able to score yet since the first.
See what Wood does here as an adjustment on defense. You know, Garcia and this Vintage offense had success with that triple option, running it to the outside. Willsie Wood not really containing the edges, so see what happens here.
Garcia's under center, as he is going to hand that ball off, but actually keep it himself, and is just going to get stopped immediately.
I like that right there. I saw the corner on the left side bunch in right next to his defensive end and almost face it horizontally to where he makes sure the quarterback stays contained in that pocket, or I should say tackle zone.
Let's see what Garcia can do, as it is now 2nd and 10, as that was a gain of nothing on that play. Man in motion, he's going to hand it off to his halfback, who cuts out to the inside and then gets a good positive yards, almost a first down, but will be marked shy. As that was Ray O'Brien on the carry.
DeVore on the tackle. DeVore, how about DeVore this year? Just leading the Willsie Wood defense in that middle linebacker position.
That ball is going to be handed off again to O'Brien's trying to get the first down.
O'Brien, the ball carrier.
Looks like he's a little bit short right there.
Looks like they are going to mark him shy.
And that was a great job from Alex Ruiz, corner of the Wildcats. Was getting blocked, but stuck out his left hand just to grab the jersey and kept him from getting the first down, but looks like Vintage staying on the field.
Yep, 4th and 1, as they have not punted so far in this game. Just need 1 yard, that's it. See what they can do with the Q-back sneak, and he just runs through that defensive line. Like, where were they?
Wow. That caught me by surprise right there. I've never seen a quarterback sneak go that smooth for that amount of a yardage.
Like, he
shoots like a missile.
Yeah, like both defensive linemen go down, which just brings up a complete open lane for him to just go straight. If he broke that tackle, he would have been gone. With that, it's now 1st and 10. Ball on the 34. It's going to be handed off to O'Brien. He's going to get stopped immediately. That actually was James Roberts, the senior, not O'Brien. And with that, it is now 2nd and 3. There you see 5'9", 175 pounds, senior. A lot of seniors on this squad, I'll tell you that.
Good to have seniors, though.
Oh, yeah.
Good to have a lot of seniors. You know, teach the juniors and handful of sophomores, you know, their view on the game, their presence.
And that ball is going to be handed off. Tries to find room to run, and he does, and he will just be stopped by Asa Wande. That was James Robert again. Continue.
Vintage finding these holes. Nice blocking from that offensive line from the Crushers, opening that gateway.
They're going to hand off the ball again to Robert. About a short gain of 3 on that play. 2nd down. Robert's been taking a toll on this defense so far. Kind of seems like both, like we said, by the end of the first quarter, everyone's going to have these defenses figured out, and they're going to find a way to stop them. And that's what we've seen so far, as we do have trips on the right. Never mind, he is in motion. So we have another man in motion. It's going to be handed off. He's going to have nothing but room in front of him. Turtles a man as he continues marching down the field. What a run by Pejada Zigovic.
That 2-motion system, that Vantage keeps running. Great job finding the hole, and defensive line for Wood just unable to pick up the ball, and the runner just kind of looked confused out there on the field, and able to take advantage.
Yeah, Issa again on the tackle. He's just been doing everything.
Looks like they might do the same play to the right side.
Yeah, 1st and 10. Ball on the 20. And no, he's going to keep it himself. It's Garcia. He's going to try to make a few moves and cut to the other side of the field, but a flag is thrown.
There's Martin in motion. There's Porter in motion. Garcia decides to keep it. I'm not sure what the flag is on. Maybe a hold?
I don't know.
Illegal block in the back.
And that is another penalty marked against Vintage.
Costly penalties for Vintage tonight.
Yeah, and when they played Armio, they also had a lot of penalties against them as well. I think there was 14 against them. So, kind of tells you just how they get a lot of calls against them. Penalty is going to be declined. It's going to be 3rd down. Miraz looks a little frustrated. Oh, he does not look happy at all.
I don't think the refs asked him what he wanted to do.
Yeah, Miraz does not look happy at all. And I can't tell what's going on. After a little bit of discussion, it's going to be 2nd and 12, ball on the 20-yard line. Vintage threatening to score as that ball is going to be handed off to Robert for a gain of about 3. 3rd down.
Pick up a few yards there, make the 3rd down a little bit more manageable here. See what Garcia and this Vintage offense decides to do here.
Here we go, now 3rd and 9. Big 3rd and 9 play here.
Let's see if this Wildcat defense can stop Vintage from reaching the end zone. Here we go, 3rd and 9. Garcia in the gun, and he's going to keep it himself, and he slips and falls.
He's down.
And he's down, and that is not going to work out at all. He does not look happy right now. He is frustrated at himself because that looked like it was going to be a pass, but he just slips. And with it high school, once you're down, you're down. Cannot get up.
Looks like his coach is giving him an earful on that one.
Yeah. Now to find out what are they going to do. Are they going to kick it? Or are they going to go for it? We haven't. Here we go. 4th and 9.
4th and 16. 4 minutes to go.
Let's see what happens. We'll see Wood's defense
Wood
has
here.
been exceptional so far.
I'd rush 3, maybe 4, but make sure that Garcia doesn't go anywhere.
And he's going to roll out. There is a flag that is thrown. Pass is going to be almost picked off. One hand. Beautiful catch. He's going to be marching down the field. What an interception by number 17, Zachary McLean, the defensive back. He caught that with one hand and kept it bobbled it a little bit, but still was able to have a clean recovery.
Great. Stick 'em. Wow. Great job, kid.
Good hands. But there was a flag on the play for an illegal procedure that's going to be declined, and it's going to be now Wildcat football on the 20.
Huge turn of momentum here. Momentum goes back on Wood. Was on Vintage's side, driving down the field against the Wood defense, but great job right there from McClellan.
One day McFadden in the back. Ball's going to be handed off to McFadden, who's trying to get something going for himself. And it's just going to be a minimal game on the play. Second and 10 now.
Looks like we got a Wood player shaking up. Isaac Ruiz limping. I don't see an offensive lineman going in for him. And
there,
he's just going to flop on the floor. Nope.
Now he's back there and take him out. And in comes number 75, Kamani Curry. And a flag is going to be thrown.
Delay game.
Delay game against the Wildcats.
Mirage doesn't look too happy.
I wouldn't be happy. One thing that I feel like is a little bit underrated for us here at SCSN is the red zone defense of Wilsey Wood. Like, it's either a pick or it is a stop or a turnover on downs. And it's not just this game. They did it against Liberty. They did it against Napa. They have a really good red zone defense.
That's where it all matters. I mean, teams can drive down the field, make your defense look silly on a couple plays, but once it comes in the red zone, like you said, this Wilsey Wood defense buckles down and proves themselves. And at the max, they give up a field goal, which is amazing.
With that 2nd and 11, Darian Jack in the backfield. Wanda is going to roll out to his right. Is he going to throw it? And he does. He's got a man wide open. It looks a little underthrown. And it is
picked off?
Picked off?
Yes, it is. We got a flag, though.
Look at the replay as Juanes just launches it in front of him, and it almost was picked off, and it is a clean interception. And you know who picked that off?
Thought it had dropped. And that was Garcia.
That was the quarterback. That was the quarterback for Vintage, Garcia, with the pick. Now, that's something you don't see every day.
Looks like the refs are still trying to hash out what the call is.
Yeah, just a lot of penalties in this game. It shouldn't affect, though, Vintage getting the ball, as a penalty did come after the catch.
Ooh. Looks like we got a face mask against Vintage.
Oh, jeez.
But was it after the...
Was it after or before?
Right, is that post position?
They're trying to discuss and find out who's going to get the ball.
So it's post possession after the pick.
So it'll be after the pick. So it is going to be Vintage's ball, but with that penalty, it's going to push them back even farther.
And we'll see what gives it back. First play right after. I mean, I like the call though from Miraz with Asa, taking a shot downfield. I wish he would have thrown it a little bit sooner, but that gave time because he was so late for the DB to catch up to him, and Garcia able to catch the ricochet off his teammate for the interception.
And with that, it's 1st and 10. Ball is now on the 15-yard line. Let's see what Vintage can do on offense, as we have Garcia sending a man in motion. And he is going to keep it himself. Makes a few men miss. Going to do that triple option and pitch it off to get a little bit more positive yards on that play. That was Michael Weber, who was also a quarterback for Vintage. That is going to be shy of a first down. So about 2nd and 2.
So here we go, 2nd and 2 for the Crushers.
In the gun. And then he's going to hand it off. He's going to keep it himself. Doesn't know what he's really going to do, and he just gets swallowed up by Wilsey Wood. And there's the flag as he was dropped down to the ground as the whistle was blown dead.
That was Anthony Guzman on that tackle. Good job of containing, reading the quarterback, but whistle was blown right about there. Just finished him off. No need to do that. Sets up Vintage for a first down at 15 plus.
Yeah, and that is the complete opposite of what that play would have had if there was no foul.
First
2 minutes and 20 seconds left in the first half. 1st and 10. Ball's on the 36-yard line. Garcia's going to hand it off and going to get stopped immediately. That was Nick Larson on the carry.
Good job of Gabriel Vega shooting the gap. Able to get in the backfield to hold Vintage to a 1-yard loss.
Excuse me, that was Valimi Shoemickle, I think, on the carry. That ball is going to be reversed, and that did not work out at all. As
snuck out from the defense.
And with that, it's 3rd and 11. Wilsey Wood's defense just not giving up any yards for Vintage.
Great job making adjustments from that first drive that Vintage was able to score on, and containing them. You know, forced the ball through the tackles, between the tackles, and you know, the Woods defense is really shooting the gaps up front between the tackles, winning the line of scrimmage, and holding Vintage.
We have a play action pass, and there's the throw, and it is going to be thrown out of bounds. But that is going to be 4th and 11 with 58 seconds left in the half. There's a lot of pressure on Garcia as they just came running at him on that play action pass.
That was a nice play call right there. I mean, I like the play action, you know, on 3rd down. And yeah, he had a receiver open, but made an errant throw.
58 seconds to go in the half.
Looks like they are going to punt, but we already saw a fake punt by Wood. Maybe they're going to try to do the same thing. And nope, he is going to punt it away. Making sure that no one on Wood was able to touch that. A little scary.
It looks like Alex O'Neal on that punt return. Didn't pick up the ball. A little scary, because if it would have hit him, it would have been free ball, obviously.
Yeah.
See if Moraz decides to just take a knee, head to half, or try to drive, make a big play or something.
So here we go, ball 35, 1st and 10 for the Wildcats.
Here we go, 1st and 10, ball on the 35-yard line. Wande barking orders, making sure everyone knows what they're doing, doesn't know if they do at all. Trips on the left. Hikes the ball, he's going to keep it himself, reverses it, and goes to Chris Catlin, who has room to run, makes a few players miss. He just gets blown up on that play. And there's the flag.
Looked like a messed up play. People not really knowing where to go exactly. But Catlin, nice cut, cuts back, and just a bulldozing tackle from Vintage. Number 43, Vilami Shamaku. Wow. Speared him.
That is a hit. But because of that hit, looks like they are going to be moving up the field. 15 yards to be exact. So it's 1st and 10 now. Here we go, as Wande is going to throw the ball and just throw it out of bounds. And that's going to stop the clock.
He hit his coach. Looked like Nick Voigt of the Wildcats. Big shout out to Nick Voigt. Was my former baseball coach.
Really?
So ball 21-yard line, 35 seconds to go.
2nd and 10 on that incomplete pass. We got 35 seconds left. Wildcats trying to get a bigger lead as Vintage is going to get the ball, but he's going to drop back and he's going to try to get wrapped up and just fails to do so. Makes the defender miss and then runs out of bounds. And this is what they did so well against Napa 2 weeks ago, and they just absolutely destroyed it as they gave everyone on streaks, and then he just rolls out and he has nothing but green in front of him. And it looks like Vintage was not ready for that.
Yeah, it looked like he stepped out just before he was about to take off. So it sets up a 3rd and 5. But, yeah, like you said, I mean, spread out the field. They play a lot of man coverage in Vintage, and that just sets up an amazing opportunity for one day.
Looks like they're going to do it again as he's going to roll off to his right and make defenders miss and run out of bounds.
Gets a 1st down out of it. There you go.
Looks like Vintage does not want to be the victims of an Asa Wande quarterback draw.
Well, now they're at the 26-yard line, which is manageable. They got 19 seconds, no timeouts. You could see them run the same play again, maybe pick up a few more yards, but they got a good kicker in Austin Clark.
Oh, yeah.
For, a nice field goal opportunity before the half.
It looks like they are going to do the exact same play, but he's actually going to throw it, and that was almost picked off again by Garcia, as that pass was low.
Looked like a miscommunication between Wande and Catlin.
It's now going to be 2nd and 10, ball on the 25. It was a big surprise to see Wande throw it.
Especially in the middle of the field with no timeouts. Yeah, you get the clock stopped after you get the 1st down and before they reset the chains, but interesting call to say the least.
There we go. Drops back, and he is going to throw it with the curl. And the ball is going to be incomplete.
Sets up a 3rd down. I think they'll go back to the 4 verticals, spread out the ball, have Wande run, even though Vintage might, be looking for that. It gives him a little bit more room, maybe even if he picks up a few more yards. I mean, Austin Clark, we know, we've seen it here on Solana Card Sports Network. He has a leg.
Yeah.
So just give him the opportunity, and he'll make it.
So we have 3rd and 10, 11 seconds left in the half. Let's see if they're going to pass it or if he's going to run it. And it looks like he is going to pass it, and he's going to have a receiver that's going to be open on the check down. Zach McClellan again open for the check down receiver, and it looks like they're going to kick it with 7 seconds left. We have 4th and 1, seeing what Austin Clark can do.
This would be a 34-yard attempt.
About 34 yards, doable. And here's the kick, and he's got the distance, and it is good. Beautiful kick by Austin Clark, and that is going to be good for 10 points now total for Wilsey Wood. It is now 10-6 Wildcats.
Like I said, give him the opportunity, he'll make the most of it, and he did right there. Sets up Wood 10-6 going into half with, 2.1 seconds left to go. But great job right there for Clark to give this Wilsey Wood team momentum going in to the second half.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if this defense is going to make it a kicker's duel. Kind of like, well, we haven't really seen much from the kicker for Vintage, but it might just be a day for Austin Clark if they can't get into the end zone. Which isn't even a bad thing because he's very accurate. With 2 seconds left, looking for probably just going to be a nice little short kick, run the clock out, send it to half. It's, like we said, 10-6. Seeing what Clark can do to just send it to the half with no damage done. He is going to kick it short. They are going to have to run it out. And there he goes, going down the 20-yard line, stays out, and will be stopped shy. And that is going to be the end of the first half. Your score is Wilsey Wood 10 with a kick from Austin Clark. Crushers 6. Chris, you think it's a pretty good game so far?
Yeah, I think it's a great game, Josh. Both defenses being stout like they've proven all season long, but Wilsey Wood able to capitalize on the turnovers from Vintage as well. So I think momentum going into the half is definitely on Wilsey Wood's side.
And we will be right back with the second half right after this.
The exponential growth from the program from my first year to my third year now, that's what keeps me coming back and keeps me excited and just like fulfills me as a person.
I've been taking classes here for years now, so I've never actually had a class that I enjoyed quite like this one.
I think it teaches you a lot about, it's confidence building to me.
It's so impressive, and we every time we walk in here, you guys are doing something different. It's great. It's great.
Nothing but opportunities here, and we have sports to cover. We have the equipment.
Because the more ambitious you are, the more opportunities you'll have. And POF with this program lets you be as ambitious as you want and lets you express yourself the way a teacher should let you.
So, like I said, it's really gratifying to us to be able to help in a way where we can see immediate results. And I think the sky's the limit, really, with what we can do here.
Get the hands-on experience.
On-the-job training is huge.
Yeah.
It's huge in this industry.
Joining the class was the best decision I ever made.
Cut three, hold the shot. Stand by, we're going to go to cut one. And cut one.
Back, ladies and gentlemen, for the start of the second half as Wilsey Wood is winning by 3. We're going to do a little change over here, and Chris is going to take over on play-by-play for the second half. I'm moving down to color. Chris, take it away.
Thanks, Josh. Wilsey Wood able to capitalize on Vintage's turnovers in the first half. Able to come away with a 10-6 lead going into the half on Austin Clark's 43-yard field goal to end it. Vintage will be receiving the ball as they deferred in the coin toss. Josh, how do you expect Vintage's offense to come out after halftime and making those adjustments?
I feel like they're ready to come out a little bit unexpected. Like, I feel like Wood had them really figured out on the first half with everything, and they found something that was working with the rolling out and the play action pass, which I really liked how they executed that so perfectly. And then they also found a running team, I guess you could say, that works, and that's with Robert O'Brien. So it's kind of just like with those two right there, you have that 1-2 punch just like Wood has it, and I feel like they have that advantage going into the second half.
Sounds good. See if they can do that. as we are almost underway. Austin Clark getting ready. Clark ready. And we are underway. Back to receive the kick is number 20 for the Crushers. Touchback. We don't have his name, unfortunately, so that's why I said number 20. So Garcia and the Vintage Crusher offense will start off on the 25. Let's see if this Wilsey Wood defense has made its adjustments as well. Led by Asa Wande and big defensive end Cameron Moore.
Yeah, you can't forget Nick DeVore, though. Come on, linebacker.
That's true. I mean, leading tackler of the Wildcats this season.
Position rank 112 in the state.
As Garcia spread out, 2 wide receivers on the right, man in motion. Rolls out to the right. Throws to his tight end. That'll be caught for a first down to his wide receiver, I should say, Zach Geary.
Yeah, and that's what I was talking about with like the play action passes, how it works so well. And Geary, we were actually watching him do a little playing catch with one of his teammates. He can catch some balls with. So let's hope he does that.
Stick him. As number 28 for the Crushers, Robert, able to bounce it out to the outside for a first down, rumbling his way through. The Crushers are on their own 37.
Crushers absolutely put in that dagger, and we'll see what's defense right now. Striking fast, striking hard, getting a first down over and over and over again.
One receiver to the left of Garcia, bunched up, 2 fullbacks and a running back in the backfield, man in motion. Option play, doesn't pitch it, keeps it and gets tackled for loss for about 10 behind the line of scrimmage.
That was Anthony Guzman right there on that tackle, just absolutely all over the quarterback, as you can see right there, as he just sees that he's cutting off to the left, and he just does not give up and is relentless to bring him down.
All game, he's shown that containment for the defense of Wood. That's played a big role in this ball game thus far. So that'll set up a 2nd and 22 for the Crushers. 2 wide receivers on the right, 1 on the left, man in motion. We have a flag. Garcia rolls to the right, gets sacked, just falls down, and that is Ruiz once again. Excuse me, Guzman.
Yeah, it looks like he just slipped up on his feet when he was trying to cut back and fell down for the 2nd time in this game.
And it looks like we have a legal procedure on Vintage. And Miraz is going to decline the penalty. So that'll set up a 3rd and about 25. Wood playing out a 4-3 defense. Vintage, 1 wide receiver to the left of Garcia. 3 backs and a tight end. Play action. He has it thrown into his tight end. Intercepted by McClellan. Runs it to the opposite. He's got grass. Tackled at about the 29 of Vintage. And that'll be a huge turnover for Vintage.
I have no idea what Garcia saw there. You could just see McClellan just wide open. No one was near him, underthrown. It was just a poor throw by Garcia altogether, but great heads-up play by McClellan as he was able to hold on and get positive yards and get Wood close.
So that'll set up Wood with nice field position. Forward receivers for Wande. Does it to his outside. He's got a man open. And that'll be caught. And for a touchdown.
What was that?
There's a flag on the field.
There is a flag.
Check out that flag.
Refs are discussing.
Number 5, Isaac Pewitt made that reception.
As you see here on the replay, Wande, couple steps back, just chucks it up to his receiver. I believe that's number 5. Number 5, Isaac Pewitt of the Wildcats. If this stands, huge play for Wood.
I don't think it does.
And we have a chop block
Against
on Wilsey Wood.
the Wildcats.
That'll negate the touchdown. Push them back 5 yards. Excuse me, 10.
Wow. That went from a great play to your worst nightmare really quick.
Just unfortunate when you think you have a big play and take a 16-6 lead, it gets called back. So Wande out of the pistol formation. 2 wide receivers to his left. Catlin in the slot to his left. 2 out to the right, and Pewitt on the outside once again. And we have McFadden in the backfield. He's right out to his left. Cuts back to his right. He's got blockers ahead of him. And he'll be brought down at about the 32-yard line by number 8, Angel Castillo of the Crushers.
But it looks like that throw down to the ground is what would throw the flag, because a flag was thrown, as you can see right there.
And it looks like they'll add 15 to that run. Just a bonehead play from the Crusher defense. You see here on this replay, Wande just seeing nothing downfield. Rolls out to his left and cuts back with his lineman in front of him. McFadden leading the way. And you see here Castillo just bullies him down to the ground, out of bounds. So I think that's why they threw the penalty. So that'll set up a first down for the Wildcats at the 16. Wande hands it off to McFadden, bounces out to the outside. He's got room. Brought down at about the 7-yard line.
Yeah, just great endurance by McFadden as he was still able to continue his momentum and have that defensive back just fly off of him completely.
So a nice gain of 9 for McFadden. That'll set up a second and short for the Wildcats. See if Wood can keep momentum on their side and find the end zone. 2 receivers to each side of Wande. We got Jack in the backfield. Wande keeps it himself. Tackled at about the 2 from Castillo and others. So it'll be first and goal for the Wildcats.
It's an excellent read play by Wande as he was able to hold on to that, decide to run with it himself, and it was just perfect. Down at the 1-yard line now.
Got Pewitt on the outside. Bunch formation for the Wildcats. McFadden gets the ball. Is he in? He's in. Touchdown, Wildcats.
What a run by McFadden. Talk about being power.
And that's Wilsey Wood's classic Buffalo formation. 2 blockers ahead of McFadden and finds his way in the end zone. Great job right there.
Yeah, you saw he like spun around and landed on his butt. Just looks at the ref. He's like, "I'm here." Touchdown.
So that'll be McFadden's 10th touchdown on the season. Just padding his stats. And Clark good with the extra point. So that'll be a 17-6 lead for the Wildcats. 8:33 to go in the third quarter.
Vintage has not been able to score since the first quarter. We saw Wilsey Wood do this against, I believe it was Napa, right? That
Yes,
they
sir.
held them completely the entire game. And like they scored the first quarter, then they scored late in the fourth, and then went into overtime. But they're doing it again. And it's like, it's so surprising because we didn't think that Wilsey Wood would be able to stop this momentum continuously throughout the game.
Yeah, able to keep the offense of Vintage and Napa, as we've seen on the Solana College Sports Network, to just that one score in the first quarter. And so far in this game, hold them and held Napa the entire game after that first score. So Austin Clark getting ready to kick it off. Looks like number 22, Drew Hatfield, is back for the Crushers, as well as number 20, who we do not have. Kick is underway, left corner, and that'll be a touchback. So Crushers will take it on their own 20.
Hey folks, we have a special announcement tonight. Our cheer squad leader, Chris Ballard, it's your birthday.
So Garcia and the Crushers looking to get back from that interception he threw last time, trying to throw to his tight end, Demetrio Martin, but didn't see McClellan. So we'll see what Garcia and the Crushers can do here.
Yeah, we'll see how Garcia is able to bounce back after throwing that pick that ultimately led to that touchdown and points against him.
He's got a wide receiver to his right, tight end, two backs, man in motion. Hands off to his running back. That'll be Robert for a gain of about 2. 2nd and 8.
Yeah, just absolutely great defense by Wilsey Wood right there. Like Robert, he's had like his good rushes in the game so far, but they've held him completely. I believe that from the end of the second quarter to now.
So bunch formation. His tight end, Martin, in motion to the right. Hands off to his running back. He's got room up the middle. And that'll be a first down.
Yeah, good run by
Looked like it was
Jesus
number
Galvin right there.
24, Jesus Galvin, like you said. Blockers ahead of him. Able to find the hole through the middle of that Wood defense to get the first down.
That's the first down for the Crushers. The ball is now spotted at the 32-yard line.
So they're still like showing that they're able to move down the field, but they were doing that also on their first drive, but then threw a pick, so.
Ran out to the right. Robert able to find some room. Gain of about 7. That'll set up about 2nd and 3. Robert just consistently pounding the ball. 7, 6, 8. Running game is very effective for the Crushers. Garcia under center. Hands off to his running back, Robert. Gain of about 2. So that'll set up a 3rd down in about 2. Stop by number 28 right there from the Wildcats, Alex Ruiz. Wide receiver out to the right of Garcia. Fullback, 2 tight ends in the back. Robert gets the carry. First down. A lineman pushes him to about the 44. And that'll be a first down.
Excellent blocking up front and just able to get more moves. But it's funny if that replay continued. 52 and McFadden just started jawing at each other. And he's a big dude. McFadden's not that big.
Garcia in shotgun, 2 backs. That'll be number 24, Jesus Galvin, getting the carry, able to get about a yard.
And the Crushers will definitely be seeing more of Galvin as he is only a junior this year, so he will be back next year. But we do have, like I said, a lot of seniors on this team, so gotta hope that the juniors and sophomores and redshirts will be able to pick up what they're losing.
That'll be a fullback dive. That'll be Zavakic getting the carry. Gain of about 4 to about their own 49. Excuse me. That'll move into Wilsey Wood territory at their 49. That'll be 3rd down and about 5. See if Vintage can get this first down here. Haven't had much success so far this game. And we got a flag on the play. Looks like it'll be a false start. And it will. That'll push the Crushers back 5. So it makes it, instead of a 3rd and manageable, that'll make it a 3rd and long. Puts a little bit more pressure on Garcia. They might do that play action like they have been on 3rd down.
And because of that penalty, they had to take out their running back and put in another one, changing everything that is possible to get that 3rd and manageable, now to get that 3rd and long, as you said.
Brown to Garcia's right, Geary to the left. That'll be a keeper for Garcia, able to get about 2 on the play. So that'll be 4th and about 8. See if the Crushers go for it here.
Way to go by Christian Jones, just holding on to Garcia's foot, not letting go.
So instead, the Crushers will punt their first punt of the game. Wande back. Friendly roll to about the Wilsey Wood 15. So the Wildcats will take over at their own 15. (17-6), the Wildcats lead. 3:46 to go in the 3rd quarter. If Wilsey Wood can score here, this might put the game out of reach for the Crushers.
Yeah, and that's what the thing is. They have so many ways how they could score it, honestly. Like, they've now established the passing game. They have the running game. They have the quarterback sneak. Like, it's just, it's like a double-edged sword.
Wande hands it off to McFadden. McFadden able to get about 9. So 2nd and 1. See, Wande just hands it off. Simple halfback dive. And just McFadden bumping off defenders. Just showing how stout he really is.
The frickin' pinball, that's what I'm telling you. Able to just bounce off defenders. Defenders bouncing off him.
4 receivers for Wande. Jack in the backfield now. Wande keeps it himself out to the left. He's got blockers ahead of him. That'll be a first down at about the 33.
Yeah, a great heads-up play by Wande right there as he was able to roll out to his left, follow his blockers, make a few moves.
Wande, nice read. 24 of Vintage. And that was Jesus Galvin biting on that, which made Wande keep that ball for the first down. So it looks like we have a new quarterback for the play, Jalen Grayer for the Wildcats. McFadden back in. First down. Hands it off to McFadden. Carries a defender for a couple yards. That'll set up a 2nd and 5.
That was a little interesting why they put Guerrero in. I don't think there was any injuries on the play. Maybe they want to put Wande as a wide receiver, or I don't know.
It looks like Wande is out, maybe getting some rest, because he does play safety for the Wildcats and as well as quarterback. So 2nd and 5, Greer in, Jack back in. On 2nd down, it looks like we have a delay game. So back where the Wildcats started.
It's only 5 yards, so it's not too bad.
With the new quarterback in, you wonder if that had to do with it.
Yeah. Yeah, we haven't seen Greer since Liberty.
Greer hands it off to Jack. Jack bounces it off his defenders. He bounces out to the left. That'll be a 1st down into Crusher territory, about at 47. Great job right there from Jack, bounce it outside.
That was a great run by Jack. You can see Greer hands it off to him right there, and he's just going to make a few moves, and he's going to cut to the inside as defenders just bouncing off of him, not able to get a clean tackle and a clean grasp on him. Excellent job.
So that puts the Wildcats in vintage territory. Greer still in there. Callan in the slot, along with Pewitt to the right of him. McFadden back in. McFadden gets a handoff to the right. Off tackle, heads to the outside. Able to get 3 on the play, but we got a flag.
These refs are a little flag happy today. Multiple flags on both teams.
See what the call is here. And they're taking a long time with their calls. Looks like we got a hold against the Wildcats, so that'll send them back 10.
Just not what you want for the Wildcats right there. It's just these silly calls where you're just getting the holding and you're pushing back 10. It's just not smart, especially when you're trying to get and keep that momentum on your side and being able to put that final punch to the Crushers so you can knock them out of this game.
Greer under center. McFadden in the backfield. Man in motion. And Catlin bounces through the tackles. He's got room. 15, 10, 5, touchdown Wildcats.
And that's the Catlin that we had last year. The speedster just beating you with his legs. Just look at it right here. Just the defense looks like they were just caught sleeping because you just see Catlin just finding that big hole and just off to the races as no one can catch Christian Catlin.
He's got one-of-a-kind speed, that is for sure. You see Miraz there, frustrated with the flag. Looks like there might have been a celebration that gone too far. We got unsportsmanlike conduct on the Wildcats.
Yeah, it looked like Coach even got a sideline warning off of that one.
So Catlin able to bust out a 47-yard touchdown run for the Wildcats, putting a 23-6 pending on the point after. Snap the hold. Kick is good. So that'll put the Wildcats up 24-6 with 1:14 left to go in the third quarter. Just a great run and great blocking from that Wildcat offense to lead Catlin in the end zone.
And that's exactly what Wilsey would want, and that was that final dagger, like I said, that's going to put this game away.
I mean, we do, granted, have a whole fourth quarter to play, but like you said, I mean, that just puts more and more momentum on the Wilsey Wood side.
Yeah, but not only, like, yeah, there is a whole fourth quarter and even the rest of this quarter, but they haven't scored since the first. So they haven't been able to operate anything going for them at all.
Defense coming up big for the Wildcats. Austin Clark getting ready to kick it off. Hatfield back for the return. Kick is up. And we're underway. Hatfield cuts to the middle. He has blockers in front of him. 20. Bottled up at about the 22. So that's where the Crushers will start.
And that was Guzman just wrapping him up, giving him a big old bear hug, making sure he wasn't going anywhere.
You see on the sideline, the vintage coach giving his offense a little pep talk before they go on the field. So Garcia, two tight ends. Got a man in motion. Castillo rolls out to his right, play action. He's going downfield to his wide receiver. And it looks like we might have had a pass interference, but no call, says the referee. And that was to his receiver, Zach Geary. As you see, man in motion. Castillo fakes it to Robert, rolls out to his right. Maybe trying to get a flag called, but nonetheless doesn't get it.
Yeah, that looks like pass interference to me, and that's one thing that the refs have rarely called when it comes to Wilsey Wood games, just pass interference. But there is another penalty on the play, and that would be a roughing the passer.
So I'll add 15 for Vintage. I'll put him at the 37. Not a smart move from the Wildcats.
No.
So two wide receivers, Brown and Geary. Hands it off to his fullback. That'll be Zavakic getting a gain of about 9. Great play call right there. He's pushing through the hole with his lineman following him.
Clock's running, got 30 seconds left in the third quarter already.
Looks like they'll get one more play off before the quarter ends, and we head to the fourth. Man in motion. Garcia hands it off and runs into his defender. That looked like number 22, Drew Hatfield of the Crushers, but that gives him a first down in Wilsey Wood territory.
Yeah, if you look right here on the replay, it looks like he was like, I need to slow down, and actually does hit him in the back and just slams down on the ground.
Garcia keeps it himself, pitches it to his running back, and that'll be first down and some more. He's down at about 25 to the 21.
What a great play to end the third quarter. If only our cameraman didn't get fooled so bad on that. That was incredible.
We have a flag on the play, and that'll be an illegal block in the back. So that'll negate the big gain from Weber and the overall crazy play. Garcia keeps it himself, just was getting wrapped up. I mean, you can't see here because I'm a cameraman, but there goes Weber down along the field, able to pick up about gain of 30. But like I said, negated from the illegal block in the back. Quarter has ended, so we will go into the fourth quarter, 24-6 Wildcats.
That was an extremely fast third quarter. It's kind of been the tempo of the entire game, just very fast-paced. Not a lot of throws, so the clock was consistently moving. The only time the clock would stop is when it was either one of the timeouts that the coaches flew by, or if it was a incomplete pass or just moving the chains. Really, it's just been really fast-paced, but excellent job by Wilsey Wood completely.
I feel like every time Vintage has, had a big play in this ball game, it's been, something like a penalty or an interception that has just negated and just pushed them down further to the ground from getting back into this ball game.
Yeah, and that almost seems like a common theme that's been going on is whenever someone's getting like a huge play that's going on against Wilsey Wood, it's like it's always been negated either by something sloppy like an interception or a fumble on their side, or just stupid penalties, really. Just kind of like they're just trying to get a little too hyped, I guess you could say.
So it'll be a 1st and 20 for the Crushers to start off. 4 wide receivers for Garcia. Rolling out to his left. Shoots it downfield. He's got a man wide open in number 2, Brown. And he stopped at the 20-yard line. That looked like a miscommunication from the defense.
No one should be that wide open. It's just Garcia rolls out to his left, and Brown is wide open. No one is just near him at all. Just a broken play by the defense.
And that looked like number 21, Santonio Vasquez, in on the play, getting the occasional playing time and messed up in that. So Garcia at the 20, man in motion, 19. Is Weber taking the handoff, runs to the outside, makes the move, and hit at the 10-yard line for first down for the Crushers.
Now all of a sudden we got momentum on the Crushers side. They're knocking on the door, getting a touchdown and starting to cut down their deficit.
Huge play right there for the Crushers, just what they needed. So that would be 1st and goal for Vintage. Garcia under center. Man in motion. Hands it off. It looks like to Weber again, and he's wide open to go in the end zone for a touchdown for the Crushers.
Yeah, his blockers just split the defense, and he was able to have just a wide open window straight into the end zone, as you can see right here. Goes in motion and hands off the ball, and you just have those blocks just right there that just is able to stop everything.
Great play call from the Vintage offensive coordinator. Wilsey Wood bit, no one on the outside for them, able to contain. So let Weber easily walk-in touchdown. So 24-12, looks like Vintage is going to go for 2 here. Make it a 2-score game.
Yeah, I guess ever since that blocked field goal, they're like, we don't want to take that chance again.
Brown to the outside, along with Geary to his left. Man in motion is Martin. Garcia takes it himself to the left side. He's got blockers and able to convert the 2-point conversion.
Yeah, that was a good call by Vintage right there, able to get that 2-point conversion. You can't go wrong with that.
Following his big tight end, number 87, Demetrio Martin. So it'll be 24-14 Wildcats, but Vintage on the door knocking.
Yeah, now let's see if Wood can come back and score on their own. Just like saying, you can get one? Well, guess what? We can too. Don't show any mercy.
So back to receive the kit for the Wildcats is Catlin and Wande. Kicking it off with the Crushers, Abdil Belinas. 11:36 to go in the fourth quarter. Kind of a squib kick. Catlin fumbles it. And it will wrestle down at about the 17-yard line. That was a scary one.
Yeah. So you heard like the entire crowd just went, whoa!
Looked like he took his eyes off the ball. Able to recover on that as it looked like it just hit off his hands.
Right on the face mask too.
So Wildcats are start on their own 17. Wande, 2 receivers to his left and right. McFadden gets the carry. Had a little bit of room before getting tackled by number 43, Shumko. And we've seen a lot of him tonight.
Mm-hmm. Offense and defense.
Seems to be Vintage's X factor on their defense, as well as offensively too.
Mm-hmm.
Wande in the pistol. Hands it off to Jack. Jack wrestled down. That'll be no gain on the play, brought down by Colton Fisher. Big defensive lineman for the Crushers.
Yeah, that's not what you want to run into. He was just absolutely wrestled down to the ground, spun around. You see him right there, Junior.
So it'll be 3rd and 3 for the Wildcats. Looking to get a first down here, eat up some clock. Pistol formation again, 4 wide receivers. Fumbles the ball as Wande rolls out to his left and smothered up by the Vintage defense. Nowhere to go.
Yeah, that's not what you want if you're the Wildcats right now. You do not want to be giving up the ball, especially like that, fumbling, and then now you're trying to figure out, okay, what do I do now? Got to first recover it, now figure out. I'm trying to, you look up, and you got like 20 guys in front of you.
So on the mishap from Wande, it'll be 4th down. Wande back. I don't think they're going to fake punt here.
I wouldn't.
Punts the ball. Gets a friendly roll. Bounces to about the Vintage 47. So great starting field position for the Crushers.
Looks like Wande can do everything. Play safety, play quarterback, play wide receiver, and punt. He's the whole package.
He can do it all. So let's see if Garcia can keep his offense steaming and get back into this ball game. 9:25 left in the game. Down by 10. And the pistol hands off to Robert. Robert bounces off a defender. Swallowed up. Gain of about 5 into Wesley Wood territory.
Yeah, one thing that the Wildcats don't need is fatigue right now. They do not need to get tired right now. You got to stand up. You got to hold your ground. You got to keep it going, because if you give up, the Crushers can and will take advantage and score a touchdown for 6.
So man in motion. That'll be Weber. It makes the cut. Makes the man miss. 10, 5. Touchdown Crushers.
What did I just say?
As you see here, the play that got him the first score, just a simple, wow. How about that?
Yeah, Cameron Moore tried to get him, but he was just too fast, and he was just couldn't even get a good grasp, and then you have McFadden that fell down, and it's just, That was just bad defense. But great run.
So I'll make it 2 scores for Weber. Pending the extra point from Gonzalez, it's a 24-20 game. The kick is up, and it is good. So we're down a 1-score game, down by 3. It are the Crushers 24-21, 8:48 left in the game.
All I could say is I am sorry, fans of Crushers, for doubting you guys. I did say you haven't scored since the first, and it didn't seem likely you'd do it again. But boy, did you find a miracle man out of Weber, coming out of motion and just able to score a touchdown back-to-back.
On a simple sweep to the left side. I mean, I think everyone, even us in the booth, knew that it was coming. And Weber able to make the most of it, following his blockers, make it a cut, and that looked like it was a cut on number 5, Isaac Pewitt, in the secondary of the Wildcats, and just had green grass ahead of him. So back is Callan and Wande. Squib kick. Callan corrals it. Makes a man miss, spin move. Down to the 35, excuse me. Swallowed up at the 36. So that's where the Wildcats will start. And I think you could say momentum now is on the Crusher side.
Oh, 100%. Like, they completely took out the crowd that's here for Wilsey Wood, and they brought all that excitement and energy over on the Crusher sideline, and they're just fired up and pumped. You can just tell, like, Wilsey Wood needs to do something to get this back in their favor.
So let's see if the Wildcats can eat up some clock here. 8:44 left to go. We got a flag already. Not sure what it is. We got a sideline warning for Vintage.
Pushed everybody back on the Crushers team. They're just like, you guys need to get back.
So not sure if that's a flag or just a thrown flag for a warning. Okay, so it's going to be from our producer, Brian Nelson, just told me that it's just a sideline warning, no flag, no yardage incorporated in it. So Wildcats will start at their own 36. Wande in the pistol. Rolls out to his left. McFadden blocking for him in front. Makes a man miss. Falls forward to the 43-yard line for a gain of about 7.
Good heads-up play by Wande right there. Still trying to get some energy back into this crowd and team, so they're able to get that momentum back on their side, and he's one to do it. Because right now, 14 unanswered points from Vintage. Like that's going to kill some crowds right there.
So Greer back in the game. Got it. Dennis in the backfield. Catlin in motion. Hands it off to Jack. Rumbling his way through. Thrown back from the Vintage defense. And it looked like he's third and inches, I should say, from a first down.
Yep, there's that stone wall that we saw in the first quarter of the game, just able to stop anything that comes at them.
And we got an official timeout. We got a measurement. It looked like he came up just short, so I think they got the call right. They just want to make sure it doesn't hurt. So you are watching Solano College Sports Network. Follow us on Facebook, Solano College Sports Network, YouTube, youtube.com/user/Kahuna, and on Twitter, Snapchat, Instagram, SCSN Sports. And if you're also in the Fairfield area, Channel 28.
Check us out.
Chris Avaglio, along with my partner, Josh Kentner, on the Solano College Sports Network. And that'll be a first down for the Wildcats. So So that'll be huge. See, the ref had to step over the chain.
I thought he was short, but...
So did I. From up here, we have a good view.
Can't argue with the chains.
7 minutes to go in the ball game.
So first down for the Wildcats at the 46. Wande back in the game. Got Pewitt, Catlin on the right side. Wande takes it. A draw play to McFadden. Cuts it upfield. Gain of 2 on the play. 2nd and 8. Clock keeps ticking. 7 minutes to go in the 4th quarter. Vintage has got to buckle down and stop this Wildcat offense if they want a shot in this game.
Mostly Wood is more than capable of just letting that clock run down even farther just because they've done it so many times. And it's just like, you have 6:30, the clock's still going, keep it rolling.
Wande takes the snap, hands it off to Jack. Jack, once again, hits that stout brick wall of the Crushers. Only gains 2 on the play.
Come on, Zebras!
So that'll be 3rd and 7.
Third and 5.
Huge play right here.
Rolling.
Got Pewitt and McClellan on the right. Catlin and Algier on the left. Catlin in motion. Wande takes the snap, rolls out to his left, makes a cut. And once again, swallowed up by the Vintage front. That's led by number 17, Jacob Bittner of the Crushers.
Yeah, and they saw it coming. You can tell they did not bite on anything at all. Just able to just stop Wande for absolutely nothing. Now it's 4th down.
So it'll be 4th and 5.
You go for it? Do another fake?
You're at midfield. Clock winding down. Vintage, however, does have all 3 of their timeouts. I say you try to push them back. See what they do here. Wande, the punter, takes a snap. And he's blocked! And that'll be recovered by Darian Jack of the Wildcats. But so looks like Wande
just took his time.
I just don't think he knew what he was doing right there.
I think it was like
a lot of hesitation.
Miraz was like, your choice. You can fake it or you can punt it. And it looked like he was going to run it. And then he's like, it's not smart. I should just punt it. And then it gets blocked. And it just goes downhill from there.
Not what you wanted if you are the Wildcats. So the ref's discussing, and it is vintage ball. That's what we had thought up here in the booth.
Yeah.
So Vintage will take over on that blocked punt at Wilsey Woods 35. Garcia ready. He's got Brown on the outside as his lone receiver. Robert gets the carry, bounces out to his left on the outside. Tackled by Wande. Gain of 4.
It's excellent resilience by the Crushers, how they're just able to keep
Watch out for Weber on the left side. Man in motion. Weber takes the carry. He's got a blocker ahead of him. But he's tackled this time. And it looked like by McFadden right there. Excuse me. That was number 9 on the Wildcats, Guzman. So that'll be 3rd and 3 for the Crushers. Wildcats got to stop him right here.
3 minutes, 50 seconds left. 3rd and 3. Ball's on the 28. You're only down by 3.
Geary out to the left. Robert takes the carry, runs up the middle, gets the first down, and then some. Keeps them legs churning to get to the 18. Just following his blockers and just keeps those legs moving, not giving up on the play. So first down. Clock continues to wind down. Geary out to the left. Robert in the back. Gets the carry. Follows his blocker. Gain of about 1. Lucky if he even got back to the line of scrimmage. Brought down by number 54, Gabriel Vega. Second down.
Here's where that Wildcat red zone defense needs to show up that I was talking about. They haven't shown up yet in the second half, but we know they're out there.
Garcia under center, takes the snap. Robert again with the carry, bounces out to the outside. Guzman there, able to push him back, no gain.
That's actually McFadden that did that.
Excuse me, they are dressed the same. Quick look, the 2 and the 9 look similar.
Yeah, especially with his jersey, it's a little bit tucked up. Yeah, so you can't really take it to see. So it's not until he turned around and I was like, oh, actually, that's McFadden. Huh.
So it'll be 3rd and long for the Crushers. A big play here. Clock at 2:52.
2:52 to go in the contest.
Same formation once again for the Crushers. Garcia under center. Robert gets a carry, bounces out to the right side, and there is McClellan able to stuff him for about a 2-yard gain. So that'll set up 4th and 8 for the Crushers. So I wonder what they do here. Looks like they're going to keep the offense on the field. Excuse me, they are going for the field goal.
Yeah, I would too. I mean, it's for sure, like you're down by 3, you make the field goal, you tie the game, because if you go for the 4th down and it's going to be incomplete pass or failed down 4th down conversion, you give Wilsey Wood the ball. You got Wande in that corner. He can block it.
So Wildcat set up for a fake. Abdil, the kick. And that is no good. That is no good. Floated up to the right. So the Wildcats will take over on that missed field goal at their own 20. Huge, huge for the Wildcats.
And now energy has shifted to the Wildcat side because it is frustration, dead silence on the Crushers fan section right now.
Now all the Wildcats have to do is keep running the ball and keep the chains moving in order to solidify this win. Wande empty backfield. McFadden, Catlin, and now geared to the left. Runs out to the left. He's got blockers. Runs into a defender. Was brought down at the 30, but we got a flag on the play. See what the call is here, and it's going to be a holding against the Wildcats. So that'll set them back 10.
Yeah, I kind of saw that coming when I saw Wande out in the open. It's like, oh, he's going to run it.
Vintage is going to take one of their 3 timeouts here.
It's going to be first down. It'll be 1st and 15 when we resume play. The ball starts at 15.
So 24-21 Wildcats is still the score on that missed field goal from Bolinas. Missed a 35-yard field goal for the Crushers and just tore the momentum down for what they had going.
Now all they have to do is run the clock.
Run the clock, keep them chains moving, and Wood will go on to go 5-3 on the season, 3-0 in Mel if the score does hold up.
And as we mentioned, this is a must-win game as Vacaville is right now playing Rodriguez, and that's not really a big competition since Vacaville is pretty darn good. And for Wood to stay on pace with Vacaville, they need to win this game.
So Wande in the pistol. Catches a man offside, so that'll be encroachment on the Crushers. And that looked like it was big 73 Colton Fisher.
Yeah, it was, and Wande just getting them to jump. It's what he does. It's what Carson does. It's the Wildcat way. When you need yards, get them to jump.
So it'll be 1st and 10 once again. The two penalties neutralizing each other. Wande in the pistol. McFadden drops back. Rolls out to his right. Doesn't see anyone. Makes the defender miss. Stays on his feet and slips at the 12-yard line.
But we do have an injured player down. Yep. Yeah, that's not who you want to see. Jesus Galvin right there for the Crushers. That's down.
And he's been all around on this vintage defense. Unfortunate to see. So Wande takes the sack. Not what you wanted if you were the Wildcats. Vintage takes the timeout. 1:42 to go in the 4th quarter. Vintage using all 3 timeouts here to try to keep the Wildcats from winning this game.
See what the Wildcats are going to do since they don't really have that passing game going on right now. How are you going to get all the way down 20 yards to get that first down to keep this drive alive?
Pewitt and Algier to the right of Wande. And McClellan. Catlin to his left by himself. McFadden in the backfield. Vintage is going their 3-4 defense. Wande takes a snap, rolls out to his right, tucks the ball, rolls back to his left, cuts across field, and Catlin makes a block, makes Wande's down. 50, 40, 30, 20, 10, and he's in for the score.
A flag was thrown on the play. Weber's head hurts, he's limping.
So we'll see what the call is on the play.
Looks like, in my opinion, when I saw Wande run, there was like an illegal block in the back. Like he just pushed him down to the ground, and I was like, they got the right call, I would say, is bring it back, but
it looks like a legal block in the back from the Wildcats. So no touchdown, as you see here on the replay. Let's see if we see it, Josh. Rolls out to his right, cuts across backfield.
Right there. 66 right there with the illegal block in the back.
And it looked like Catlin had a block in the back, too.
It was just a lot of blocking in the back.
Wande takes off. No one near him.
No. Hey, keep him in the game, too, for the play. I'd be on the sidelines.
So it'll still be first down for the Wildcats at the 40. Wande in the pistol, McFadden in the backfield. Hands it off to McFadden. Makes the defender miss and brought down behind the line of scrimmage for a loss of 1. Looked like it was Angel Castillo that got to McFadden first. And Vintage will use its last timeout.
I mean, even though the touchdown was negated, they still got the first down, and they still took time off the clock. So even though points didn't happen, they still were able to get positive drive out of that. Like, able to take down time and get the first down because it was 2nd and 20.
Exactly. So time not on Vintage's side, as it looked like the Wildcats will win this ball game. 1:18 left, no timeouts for the Crushers. All the Wildcats have to do is keep the clock running, and it looks like they'll come out with the win.
All right, here we go. Ball to the spot at the 39-yard line. 2nd and 11.
Now here's where you gotta play smart. You don't want to do something stupid because you're only ahead by 3.
The 2nd and 11. Wande keeps it out, runs out to the left, makes the defender miss. Holding on by Brown is Wande and drives for the first down, and that'll do it. So the clock will end up running out, as the Wildcats will be able to pull off this tough, gritty win against the Vintage Crushers.
First and 10 for the Cats. The clock is moving under a minute.
So the Wildcats will move to 5-3 on the season, 3-0
Victory formation
in the Monticello Empire League, as the Crushers will fall to 6-2, 2-1. And Mel. Wildcats have a tough matchup next week in the Black and Blue Bowl against Vaca High. And the Crushers will go on to face Napa next week. Looks like one more snap. The Wildcats will win this game. Knee by Wande. And that'll do it. So the Wildcats 24, the Crushers 21. Great game all around, Josh. What'd you like in this ball game?
The defense, for one. Both defenses were absolutely exceptional. They were able to stop the run and really hold up. Wood's defense was great the first half. They started to struggle the second half, though, allowing 14 unanswered, and that's not what you want. So it was great, though, just that they were able to keep the clock moving in their favor and just not give up stupid, silly plays, other than the punt, but that's a whole nother story.
Exactly. Two tough teams dueling it out. Wood able to come out on top 24-21 here at Tom Zunino Stadium. Chris Zavaglia with my partner Josh Kinder here on the Solana College Sports Network. We'll catch you next time.
I'm feeling like old school mixtape. That's all I need. I'm killing that low ride Sunday. That's all I need. Everybody sing. There ain't no place I'd rather